What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sinister-Cast, a podcast where I talk about music, my channel, and things going on in my life. So if you're new, consider subscribing. Now, today we have another guest. Like I have had a couple in the past. I've had my girlfriend, and I've had my buddy Daniel. But today we have something different. Today, we have another fellow YouTuber, a guy who does some really cool vocal covers. He plays guitar, and he's a really cool guy to talk to. He's a really cool guy to hang out with. I've only hung out and talked with him this one time, which you guys are about to see here in just a second. But he's a really cool guy, real genuine dude. So definitely go over to his channel, check out some of his stuff, and get ready to listen to some awesome conversation between me and Timmons. Do you want to go by Tim? Is that what you want me to call you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. YouTube. It's an amazing thing at this point and kind of a shitty thing at the same time. I think it's great for what people can do, but I think it's gotten to a point where there's so many issues with it that it kind of disincentivizes people from wanting to do stuff on it. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I don't know how long you've been doing videos, but it's changed so much over even just the last year, not to mention the last couple years. So, I mean, what's been your kind of journey and take on what YouTube is and how it's kind of changed?
Well, for me, I apologize if you guys hear cats in the background. Well, for me, I started YouTube. I think I created my channel back in like 2009, and my original intent was to make animated videos because I love drawing. I love animated films, and I thought that's what my channel was going to be. But then I discovered on how insanely difficult it is to do that kind of thing on a cheap laptop when your computer keeps crashing every 20 minutes when you are just getting started.
Oh, yeah.
And so, out of frustration and throwing a laptop out the window into the snow, and I literally did that, by the way. I wish I would have got it on film.
Wow.
And and so I decided to start playing guitar. And I've been playing guitar probably since, I don't know, I was maybe 8, I want to say.
Right.
And I'm self-taught. My dad maybe taught me like 2 or 3 chords, but for the most part I kind of taught myself.
Right.
And I think that's what makes a really good guitar player is it's not the teacher, but what can you do as an individual to make it your own?
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree with that. That's why you find some of the most
Unique guitar players.
Yeah, they got their own style. Like Marty Friedman is the most extreme example, at least for me, just because of the way he picks and the way he holds the guitar and stuff. I don't know if you know who Marty Friedman is, but Marty Friedman was one of the lead guitar players in Megadeth for a little while there.
Okay.
And you know how most people play like this or whatever? He would crimp his hand like this and play like this.
I've noticed that by watching some of their live concert videos on YouTube. I would notice that and be like, why is he playing like that?
But he plays so fucking weird, and yet he's so good. Still, it's just because that's the way he learned, and it's his own unique way of doing it, and that's how he just got good, I guess. But it just makes you think about how even the smallest thing can make you stick out. You know, it could be just the way you play. It could be the way you hold the pick. You know, and then obviously influences and musical styles that clash together and stuff like that have a huge impact on that. But yeah, I completely agree. completely agree. But so when you're doing your animation stuff, or when you were interested in the animation stuff, what kind of animation were you interested in doing?
Well,
Like,
my sense of humor is very corrupted thanks to Family Guy and South Park.
so 2D.
So you could only imagine the kind of chaos I was gonna create, just because I was gonna try and combine the both of them,
Right.
and it's like, what can these guys do today?
Man, that so 2D animation, right? So like like you were saying,
Like
Family Guys.
Tobuscus.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I it's funny that you say that you were interested in that and stuff, because when I was younger, I was interested in that kind of thing too. I don't know if that's a common thing or what it is, but I remember I had a program on my computer, and I think it was just literally called Sticks, and it was like stick figure animation stuff. And you would, do it frame by frame by frame by frame, and I would make these little things, and they were really shitty. But then I was like, oh, I want to do more, and then I moved into Blender, the 3D stuff, and
Blender.
yeah, it was too complicated for me at the time. Didn't stick with it, and
It's
so
still too complicated for me.
it's amazing what people do with it though.
It is.
And then after that, I found a program called Endorphin, which I probably should download again because it's fun to just fuck around with. But it's like it's a 3D, like it's, you can animate with it, but it's also like a simulation type of thing. And if you look it up later, you can see what it is. But they used it in which Grand Theft Auto 4 for the physics and everything.
Oh, I gotcha.
But it's like a simulation thing. I would literally set up figures, 3D figures in a space, and set up like a big thing of boxes or something like that, and have them run into it or have it explode or do some weird crazy shit just to watch it happen. It wasn't necessarily animating frame by frame. It was just more like running a simulation. You could then export what you did as like a video, but still it was fun. I'll give it that.
Oh yeah, and one of the things that I remember I was going to create my first web series for animation. It was going to be a stick figure animation because I'm lazy, and it was actually going to be called Shit Happens. And basically what it was going to be, like these two guys. They were the first. How did I write it out? They're trying to move a piano, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And one guy's on the ground, he's pulling the rope, and the piano's going up, and up, and the rope is stuck, and another guy he goes under it to try to figure out what's going on, and another guy just randomly comes along and cuts the rope and comes down the piano and kills them, and therefore shit happens.
Oh no, I have to show you this now, because now that we're talking about animations, I hope it's not dead. Okay. So recently, I got back into. I broke out my old DSi XL.
I have one too. It's
And
fond memories.
Yeah, and I broke it out again to start fucking around with it more. But I remember it had a thing on it when I got mine, because I think I got it used. But still, I got a thing called Flipnote Studio. Have you heard of it?
Actually, yeah, I have. I think I had it on mine at one point.
And well, here you go, everyone. You can see my red old DSi XL. It's burgundy. It's fancy, and yeah. But where's the power button on this thing? I don't even remember how to use it. Oh, there it is. The big button that says power. That might be obvious. But I remember I have some animation stuff in that. If I can find it. Let me see.
Did you hear about that Super Mario Brothers game that sold for 100,000?
No.
Yeah,
What?
apparently. Yeah, on eBay, apparently, I saw this on Facebook. I don't know how real it is or not, but apparently,
Right.
oh, it's your webcam. I was gonna say, what
Oh
the
yeah,
hell?
no, yeah. I gotta focus my camera because it's like out of focus for whatever reason, all of a sudden, and it's getting in the way. Oh well, whatever.
I was gonna say Trump is at it again.
Yeah,
Delete.
there we go.
I
That's
was gonna
better.
say, apparently they had a Super Mario Brothers game for the original Nintendo,
Okay.
and it was factory sealed, if I recall, and it sold for 100,000.
Wow.
Somebody literally bought it for 100,000.
Yeah, no, thank you. Not even for what that is.
At first, I thought it was a friend of mine because he collects vintage video games. I was like,
Did he pay that much? Would he ever pay
no,
that much? Like,
I don't think he would, but he surprises me sometimes on some of the stuff he buys. I had to call him up and I said, Andy, what did you buy? And he said, I didn't buy anything. I said, okay, just making sure because I just saw a thing where somebody bought $100,000 video game and it was something that you can find quite easily. And I was like, just making sure.
okay, so I do have some left. Let's see if I can. Oh no, it's not going to be able to. Okay, well, good enough. Kind of. Maybe you can see it run. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. But let's play this one that looks like a World War II thing. Obviously,
Cool.
obviously, guns and death and blood and fighting and stuff. And oh, he killed that guy. And oh, he killed that guy. That must have been it. But yeah, I got a handful in there. I'm not gonna show everything. Maybe that's something for a surprise for later. I don't know. But yeah, that was always fun. Animation stuff. I mean, I did it for a while. I still kind of have an interest in it, but that kind of dream died real quick. Once music kind of took over.
Yeah, and when I was playing music, I just found it to be a lot more entertaining
Oh yeah.
in my department and a lot more easier as well, but even though music is never easy.
Well, like if you're comparing like doing music to like animating, at least for me, it was like music. For one, music was a big part of my life because I was a metalhead living in a world of pop and hip hop and rap and
Right.
stuff, and
Ah,
music.
cat.
Oh well, we got another guest on the show.
I don't know if you can hear her, but
Oh,
she
we
says
can.
hi.
Yeah, we can hear. But music to me is like a more immediate like satisfaction type of thing. Like for an animation, yeah, you can have some kind of enjoyment of making it, but it's like the final product that really gives you that satisfaction. And I guess you could say the same thing about
Exactly.
I guess you could say the same thing about music for when you're recording something because I definitely feel that when I'm doing a cover or something like that. But when I'm just playing in my
Mm-hmm.
room, it's almost like an immediate like reward.
Right. And that's kind of how I crazy cat.
Eh,
She decided she wants to play. And that's kind of like how it is with music for me. It's the satisfaction of when your project is done
right.
and you just can't wait to share it with other people what you created. And that's what I love about YouTube.
Oh yeah.
It gives you that opportunity to do so.
Definitely, because I know when I was in the earlier days of recording stuff, when I bought like a $20 microphone to record my amp, and I was using these really shitty MIDI drums and stuff, making small stuff. I would try to show everyone, even like people who I know weren't into metal, and I would just be like, "Look what I did," and play it for them, just to get that like validation.
Hmm. and that's kind of how my vocal covers start. It's I mean, I can create my own instrumentals to them, but like I said, once again, I get lazy.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't want to do it.
Eh.
I'll just do this. Other people do it. Why can't I?
So do you get like a karaoke track for your vocal covers, or do you actually make some of them, like the backing tracks?
Some of them I do make, and some of them I do find.
Okay.
I guess it depends on the quality.
Right.
Like if their quality is way better than mine, then yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Right.
And of course I'll give them credit
Mhm.
and stuff like that, because otherwise you get a copyright strike.
Right. Well,
And
do you get striked anyway? Say if you download someone else's, do you still get striked for it?
yeah, I do. It's a pain, but at this point, I'm not really making any money on YouTube, so I really don't care.
Right. I mean, what can you do, really?
I know it just kind of sits there. It's like, hey, you got a copyright claim. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I you know, when it comes to doing covers, especially copyright strikes become a bigger thing. But for me, like I try to evade having any kind of copyright strikes in general. I know copyright claims don't necessarily hurt your channel, but copyright strikes do, because you only get 3 of those and they take off your channel. It's done. They take it right off and they delete it. But
Right.
and those are like
the
worst
copyright
case.
strikes. I've never got. I never gotten the actual strike, but I got thousands of claims in the past, and I'm like,
but that's one of the big problems, like I was talking about at the beginning when we started, was that how YouTube is kind of messed up right now, because it's they try to automate everything and have the algorithm do all the work in terms of finding copyright striked or copyright claims, copyrighted music, copyrighted videos and stuff. I mean, but it doesn't always work right. Like a lot of times it's wrong. I did a and from doing this, I found out how their automatic detection thing kind of works, because it must work off of sound and your video, and it can look into your video, like what's specifically in it. Because I did a Megadeth acoustic thing where I played like completely all on my own, no parts of the original songs or anything in it. I was playing everything. I did all of it myself, and it was acoustics versions of snippets of the songs. And at one point, Megadeth, they have a song called Symphony of Destruction. And I remember,
oh, that's a good song.
And I remember on that video, I got a copyright claim for that section of Symphony of Destruction that I played, the acoustic version of that I completely did myself, where it was like Symphony number 10 in D minor. I'm like, that's not even the right song. It just read the text, because I put Symphony of Destruction on the video as a text. So it read the text and tried to interpret it that way with the audio playing to make a claim.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. But I don't think that's the right way to go about it in terms of trying to solve the whole copyright issue on YouTube. Because that's BS to me.
Kat, you are really making this difficult tonight.
What can you do?
She don't care.
Yeah, cats don't care.
Nope. See, she's coming back again.
What can you do?
Oh. See, here she is.
There you go, everyone. You get your little guilty pleasure of
Fur
a
baby.
cat in the video.
Yep, your fur baby.
There you go. Nah,
Yeah, we actually found her. We found her when she was a kitten, and she just kind of became part of the family. So we just couldn't. I have a soft spot for animals, so
right.
so yeah.
That's not
just
a bad thing. So
no, it's not. She normally kind of leaves me alone, but tonight she just decides, I'm gonna mess with you.
well, you said she had kittens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so her hormones are all over the place. That's probably why.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is.
She's probably full
Yep.
of motherly love hormones. So she's going to be all over you.
Oh yeah, especially
Uh, but
especially considering she had them in my closet.
oh, hey, when I was younger, my brother's cat ran away. We found a cat outside that we thought was his cat, but wasn't. It just looked like it. Turns out it was a female because his cat that ran away was a male. This female was pregnant, and it had, the way we found out was that it had kittens in my mom's bedroom closet. Yeah. So that was definitely an interesting thing to witness and deal with. But
Well, I know we could title this video now "Heavy Metal with Cats."
yeah, heavy metal cat birth.
Yeah, that ought to go.
There we go.
Interesting.
Heavy metal cat birth. They'll be like, what the hell? Heavy metal cat birth with Tim Timmons.
There you go.
So, did you? I mean, obviously you do vocal covers and some music and stuff like that. Was your family very musical, like growing up or anything, or was it kind of just you?
I did come from a musical family.
Okay.
My father, he played guitar for a number of years, not professionally or anything. My mother, she plays bass,
Oh.
and my grandmother, she plays piano. That's actually how I learned how to play piano, was from her. And my grandfather, he plays drums, or he tries to now, but he can't really much anymore. But
right.
my sister plays violin, and that's my other sister. She doesn't really do anything. She just kind of dances.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, for the most part, I come from a musical family background.
That's always a good thing too. It just, you get that that support and backing, and it kind of helps you to, if music was an interest, obviously it is with you, then that helps to kind of promote that whole idea, whole dream kind of thing. Because my family not musical. I don't come from a musical family. I'd be really surprised if they could keep a straight rhythm. And I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just saying, I mean, obviously, so I grew up, I have a younger brother and an older sister, and obviously we all did like the whole recorder phase in elementary school, which I don't count that, but, my brother didn't do much. He was in choir a little bit. I was a band geek on percussion, and my older sister, when she was in high school, she played violin a little bit, but she never kept up. She never kept up with it. And so once I started playing guitar and everything, I was like, the only one. There's distant family, not so immediate family that are musicians, but I don't really converse with them or anything like that. But I pretty much was the only one, and on top of that, you have to add, he's playing the devil's music. He's playing Iron Maiden and Slayer and Metallica and just heavy metal in general. So that was a good fun time when I was living at home, because well, my dad was all for it. I've talked about it before. My dad, he got me into metal, and he was a big part of why I ended up picking up the guitar, because I wanted to like show off to him and make him proud and all that mushy shit. And my mom, though, not so much. She thought Ozzy Osbourne worshipped the devil. She thought Black Sabbath worshipped the devil. She was that person.
Who didn't at that time?
Well, yeah, but she was that person. So she was always like freaking out about what I was playing and the shirts I would wear, like, stuff like that. And why can't you listen to stuff about flowers and blah, 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 shit like that? So
it's like, that's not metal.
Exactly. And that's what I would say. I would fuck with her, though, because I would play like Number of the Beast. And Number of the Beast? Where it says 666 in it multiple times. And I would blare that shit when I play along with it just so she can hear it. Yeah, that was always fun.
Yeah,
Uh,
for my family side, the they played the classic country,
mm-hmm.
and it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth now because if you're growing up with it, it just kind of, I don't know. There's just something about hearing. I mean, I don't have anything against anybody like Johnny Cash or anything like that, but as soon as I start hearing those songs, it's like turn it off.
It's old.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. I get that. I'm not the biggest country person in terms of music in general. I like old Johnny Cash. You know, I like the old school stuff like that. But
Hmm.
in terms of musical taste, country is my one area where I just say, fuck no, I don't do it. I don't screw with country at all. Like, what's your whole musical spectrum of what you listen to
Um.
and
Well, when I when I first started singing, I learned how to sing when I was in choir,
okay.
and so I kind of got trained in the classical department for a while, as you could probably tell that in some of my covers.
Yeah, very um come from deep with that diaphragm.
That's how I learned how to sing. And Cat, you're messing things up. Now leave me alone. Um, let's see. After I got done learning how to sing from choir, I kind of started dabbling into trying to learn more of the pop style a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And after I got done with that, I discovered rock and metal. I was like, what is this Lamborghini I found?
Yeah.
And that's so I'm trying. So at this point in time, I'm trying to learn how to convert the my opera voice with metal and try and see how that goes, because I think that would probably go over really well.
Well, that goes great. That that goes great. Judas Priest,
Hmm.
bands like Nightwish. The girl. If you've ever listened to Nightwish, they have a female singer. She's like operatically trained, and she's like, whoo! Talk about a good singer.
For one of my favorite female singers in the rock music is Amy Lee from Evanescence.
I see. I somehow I knew you were gonna say that because my girlfriend thinks the same thing, and I
Uh,
think she's good. I do, but I'm Team Nightwish because
oh yeah, she's really good too. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about Amy Lee. She's hot.
hey, one of the singers from Nightwish was, but I think that was the first chick they had, and now they're on the second or third singer. They all sounded very similar to each other, but the first one was the looker. The other one's not so much. But I will give you that. If you want to hear another good female singer where she sings about 75% of the time, then there's a guy that kind of does it the rest of the time. There's a band that takes metal and like a swing orchestra and combines them together, and it's called Diablo Swing Orchestra.
I think I might have heard of them.
They're really, really good. And if you guys haven't looked them up, you guys need to look them up because I listen to them all the time. I don't know why I've never mentioned them before, but they're really, really, really good.
And I don't know. And another favorite guilty pleasure thing of mine is I've grew up with the theater crowd, so I'm kind of a theater geek.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm kind of a little bit all over.
Well, that's okay though, because that's never a bad thing.
No, it's not. And some of the and I don't know if you noticed with some of the newer I don't know if you listen to any of the newer theater stuff lately, but a lot of it is actually getting really, really good.
You theater stuff as in, do you mean like from musicals and stuff like that?
yeah, they're starting to blend it. They're starting to branch out into rock and metal environments now.
Oh, the one musical that I've seen in the last couple years that I thought was fucking phenomenal was The Greatest Showman.
That was one of the ones I was gonna mention,
Yeah, that was
and
good.
um, two of my absolute favorite ones that I could listen to all day long or any given time out of the week probably is Les Mis,
Okay, yeah. The old one or the remake?
their old one.
Okay.
And well, I guess kind of both. It depends on who's doing what, I think.
Right.
And the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh god, I forgot Phantom. How could I forget Phantom?
That the opening song makes such a great metal tune.
That's such a good transition because you know what? Nightwish did a cover of the Phantom of the Opera, Phantom of the Opera.
Yes, they did. That's actually how I discovered Nightwish.
Oh, and they do it so fucking well. I'll jam out to that all day. They did it in such a good way. It just the power symphonic metal that they are just fits it even better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite metal YouTuber to watch?
Favorite metal okay, in terms of like strictly only doing covers or doing originals or doing weird stuff or
Kind of a little bit of everything, I would say.
well, okay, I'll give you like two or three cuz I don't know if I have one.
Okay.
I got if strictly straight metal, Leo from Frog Leap Studios.
Mm.
And more on the kind of weird side.
I noticed on Leo from watching some of your videos. I was like, this guy likes Leo.
Yeah, from the editing and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
second, just because he's weird, he still does metal, but he does all kinds of different stuff that I like. Rob Scallon.
He's a good one.
And what would be a third one? I mean, they're starting to turn because YouTube's changed and everyone's starting to do different things. But like, I would watch a little bit of Jared Dines, a little bit, not so much anymore. I kind of think he's a douche at times, and then
he can be, but he's kind of hilarious to watch at times too.
it depends on my mood. Like a lot of times I'll see his videos come up. I'm like, I'm not in the mood to watch it because he's that kind of guy that I would pick a fight with if it was like in person something. I mean, I'm not like threatening him or anything but it's just, I don't know, that type of personality. Cause I think he's a little full of himself at times and I can't stand that.
He can be. I think most musicians, sorry for the way I talk sometimes. I have ADD and ADHD, so I kind of
You're all good.
likes to trigger sometimes. But
you're all good.
But I think a lot of musicians get like that. I mean, it's not entirely their fault. I think it's embedded in them.
Right. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. But if it's just strictly musical stuff, Leo and Rob, probably top two.
For me, I would have to go Jonathan Young.
Jonathan Young.
Oh, if you haven't heard of him, you got to look him up. He is fantastic.
Jonathan Young. I might know him, but I might not know it just by the name.
He basically what he was known for. This was like a couple years ago. He did Disney metal covers.
Okay. I'll have to look him up.
And he did such an awesome job with them. And another one that I like to watch. This is kind of like how I got into it. Was Caleb Hiles.
Right.
Yep. What I got started by watching him. I was like, well, this guy's like an ordinary guy like me. Why can't I do this too? And 311 E-Rock is another one for guitar covers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. More of a shredder type of guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tried showing them to my dad, and my dad wasn't impressed. I'm like, how can you not be impressed with them?
Yeah,
what is wrong with you?
And he plays with such ease. He makes it look easy.
I know. He's one of those guys that could probably just like take a nap while playing and be like,
yeah.
Oh, I forgot I had this.
I used to watch him in the past. I don't watch him as much anymore. Didn't he kind of drop off the map a little bit?
He kind of did, because he was one of the OG YouTubers.
Right.
And I think he kind of started the whole metal cover fad thing.
Right.
And everybody else just kind of started doing it, and there's just like so many people that do metal covers now. He just kind of faded into the distance, which is kind of sad, but every now and then he pops up.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of his things recently. One of the more I remember one of the things I was watching the most was or that I was paying attention to the most was back when I did a metal cover of the Jaws theme song, because he did his own kind of thing with it, and our videos were doing this rank wise. I'd be above him and he'd come, so that I was watching that a lot. But yeah, I don't see much of his stuff anymore.
That was actually a good video, by the way.
Thank you. That was a while ago. Now that I think about it, that was when I first got. That's when I first got my main camera and everything. And I didn't
think I subscribed to you until your Guitar Center video. I think you did.
Oh, you mean like my most popular video, that Guitar Center one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, that's another crazy thing that I think in terms of YouTube stuff. Like, if I was not me and I found Sinister Bunny Studios, I would not think that would be the video that's the top video of my channel. Because that's like when I was experimenting to try something different, and I remember it didn't do so well at first, then all of a sudden there was like a day that all of a sudden I got a big spike in views, and then it just started going up from there. And I was like, I don't fucking understand why it's doing that. But
I don't. It's crazy. Some of the videos that are like you don't really care for, you just kind of make them just to see what happens. It's your experimental videos that for some reason to get the clout,
Yeah, I still don't I still don't understand, because it still reigns supreme as my number one video, and I still don't understand why. Because I feel like there's so many other of my videos that I personally think are better, specifically the covers and stuff. I don't understand why. It was such, the editing sucked on it. It was shot on a phone. The quality was shit. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Well, that was like with my video. The first one I did was actually on the computer. My first video I've done was actually on my laptop camera. So the quality of it was potato vision.
Potato vision.
and that's probably like my most popular video. It's standing at 5,000 or 6,000 right now, I think.
Right.
And it was I think I titled it "Kick-Ass Guitar Riffs" or something like that.
Okay.
And I was just randomly playing a bunch of riffs that I normally play during a warm-up. And that one is doing the best out of all my videos. I'm like, okay then.
and it all happens at different times too, with different videos, because I remember that Guitar Center one took off a little bit, and like relative to my channel. It's not like it's getting hundreds of thousands or anything like that, but in terms of my channel, it took off. And then over time, more and more of my videos where I'm like, why the hell are these getting popular, started getting more and more views. And I never understood it. I don't know if it's just a seasonal thing, like certain people were searching for that thing at that time, or what was going on. But if I look at my top videos, there's a handful there that I'm like, what? Why are those up there? I don't understand.
I don't get it sometimes either. It's funny on how the eggle rhythm works, or whatever you want to call it, the egg rhythm.
Right.
I think it depends on like what the popular YouTubers are doing. That's where it begins.
Here's a question. Did you ever try to follow some kind of trend with a video?
I did. That's how I started the guitar riff video.
Mm-hmm.
Is I think it was actually Jared Dines who did it. And I can't remember if it was him or if it was like somebody else I watched, and they got like a crazy ton of views. And I was like, I'm gonna make my own. So.
See, I never looked at it in the sense of like the times that I followed a trend. It wasn't like, oh, I can get a shit ton of views from this. It was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I want to try that. So like, one of them was a while ago, Rob Scallon did a thing where he took a dollar store toy guitar and did something with it. And so I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I did my own thing of it. And like I made an entire like metal backing track, which standalone without the toy guitar in it is pretty good. But with the toy guitar, I made it cringy. But that was kind of the point. But it was something like, oh, that's something to challenge myself. And I remember actually trying to somewhat tune the toy guitar to get it somewhere close to where it's like passable for music. But it was really hard. And I just said, fuck it at one point. I broke that guitar just because I was bending it and moving it and squeezing it. It's a dollar store toy.
That could have been part of the video too, just breaking it and lighting it on fire.
I should have. Now that I think about it, I probably should have. Because that was one of the most frustrating videos to make, was trying to do the guitar parts for that. Because I have to hold it like this. I had it up against the microphone and I was trying to play it and it was really hard to play. It was really annoying. But in the end, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. But I did it because Rob Scallon did it. And I think Stevie T ended up doing it too. That kind of trendy thing that they all kind of do the same thing. So I was like, I'll try it.
I don't know why, but for some reason, I like Stevie T, but I think he tries to be funny too much.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just like...
annoying at times.
It is, but I mean, he does make some good points on his videos. And it's just, I wish he would tone it down a bit. On some of them at some points, it's like I like what you're doing, but it just feels like you're just trying too much.
I gotta be like in the mood for it, you know?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So where do you sit currently in terms of subscribers?
Right now I think I'm at 1,623 or 4.
So do you remember, was there any point where like you got a shit ton of people at once, or was it all gradual, or?
It was kind of all gradual, and there were some times where I got like 100 subscribers overnight.
Jeez.
And I was like, where did this come from? And some of the videos I would be looking at some of the comments. It was like, you remind me of Peter Griffin. I like you.
Wow.
And I actually dressed up as Peter Griffin for Halloween one year too.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I dressed up as his Kiss character.
Oh my gosh.
And
that's awesome.
I wish I would have done a video with it, but
me too.
I just didn't know how to do it at the time, so.
Oh, that would have been great. Now you need to do a Family Guy theme song cover and do it. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So, do you remember when? Oh wait, so I know YouTube changed their requirements to be able to monetize stuff. You got to have 1,000 subs and you got to have 4,000 hours of watch time in a 12-month period. So you got the 1,000 plus. Right. Do you have the watch time?
That I don't know. I'm going to have to look. Because the last I knew, I think if you have the watch time, when this happens, I think you were grandfathered in, if I was remembered right.
Okay.
But I honestly don't remember at this point in time.
So do you remember, did you remember when you passed 1,000? Were you like, what the hell's going on here?
That probably would have been a year ago was when I passed 1,000. And I was like, it was a humbling experience too, because I was like, why is everybody starting to subscribe to me? It's like, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just doing what I love doing.
Right.
And apparently they were saying that they just love my my misdemeanor, I guess, or whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
And they like that the fact that I'm trying, at least. I'm not trying to be like as professional as I can be. I'm just like having fun with it.
Right. Which is an attractive, thing to, see.
I mean, it is. It's like, it's YouTube. It's like, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, we need that now because everyone's so fake and they put up a facade of who they are. And when you find someone who's like real and they're just kind of fucking around and having fun, it's kind of refreshing.
It is. And that's why I put on my videos in my, well, sometimes, not all the time. I should start doing it all the time is I don't edit my vocals or anything. Everything you hear is 100% natural.
Raw.
I don't believe in auto-tune. I will never ever use auto-tune.
Mm-hmm.
I just, as a singer, I despise auto-tune. If you're going to use auto-tune for like guitars and stuff like that to create harmonies and you're running out of time, then yes, I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just going to be a singer and be lazy, it's just slap auto-tune on there. It's like,
it's just
what's the point?
It's because people have gotten lazy. I mean, I'm against auto-tune too. I think unless it's used in the right way, like with like T-Pain, like his very heavy auto-tune, but that's kind of his shtick. But
right,
I was always against it.
If you can make it work in your shtick, then that's one thing.
Right.
But if you're just doing it to be lazy, that's
another.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it shows.
I know even right now I'm not the greatest singer, but I'm never going to use autotune. I knew in the beginning that I wasn't the greatest. I've improved since the beginning with practicing and recording myself constantly and hearing things and making changes, but I know I'm still not the greatest. But I'm not going to use autotune or Melodyne or whatever it is because I feel like it's cheating.
I agree. And the only way I can see auto-tune being used, like the people who make these acapella cover videos, they use auto-tune.
Oh,
I know they do because you could hear it.
Yeah, and they got to get those perfect harmonies because if they're even off by
an inch,
yeah, it's gonna go blah, 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 and you're gonna tell.
Yeah, I mean, then I can understand the use of auto-tune is to fix things like that, but just to do one take and call it a day and go home and drink iced tea. No.
So are you cool with saying like what state you're from?
I'm from Wisconsin.
Okay. So what was, kind of shifting subjects again, but like what was life like growing up in Wisconsin?
Cold.
I feel you. Definitely. Michigan is just the same.
Yeah, we're actually neighbors.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I actually have family in Michigan too, by the way.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And are you familiar with Ludington at all?
Yep. Oh, Ludington. Yes.
Yeah, I got family out there actually.
Ludington. That's like, it's like a nice little, cool little town, right?
Mm-hmm.
I shit you not. My girlfriend and I went there for a parade, and some special celebration thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was for, but there was a guitar shop there that had some kick-ass guitars that only a handful of stores in the world carry those guitars in store.
Wow.
And I remember I have a picture of it somewhere. I if I didn't have so many goddamn pictures on my phone, I would try to find it. But they're really cool. They're not like a metal guitars or anything. They're just cool. And I was talking to the guy about them, and he was like, "Yeah, we're one of the only places, in the world that handles these guitars and does this, this, and this." It was fucking cool.
I should bring mine out there because I have an old acoustic. This thing is old. It's like from the 1930s. Old.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I was looking up the name. It was a Harmony.
Huh.
And it used to belong. It belonged to my grandfather, but he gave it to me because he had no use for it anymore. So, and I looked it up, and come to find out that it's a high end. It's like if it's fixed up nice, it could be worth like $5,000.
Wow.
From what it was praised at, I was like, "Are you shitting me?"
Jackpot.
And I don't think I will ever get rid of it. What I plan on doing is just fixing it up and playing it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Make a video on it.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about making a restoration video on it.
I mean, can you imagine guitar from 1930s revived?
Oh yeah.
There you go. Millions. Bing. Problem solved.
Pretty much. Uh-huh. Did you hear the news on Aaron Lewis?
How recent?
Like recent, like of him walking off stage from that crowd. He yelled into a mic at a crowd to shut. He said, "If you guys would shut the fuck up, you'll be able to hear me play." And I'm thinking to myself, he said that?
That's up.
Oh. It was actually on I don't know if you're subscribed to Rock Feed.
No.
Oh, that's where I found that's where I found the video from. And I don't know what your take on Aaron Lewis is, but
I like him. I like Stained.
I do too. I kind of think I kind of like him and hate him a bit. I kind of hate him due to the fact now that he just kind of left the metal realm and went into country. But it's what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can make it work, then more power to you. But then you just kind of lose fans in the process, I think.
I mean, I saw him. God, I don't even know. 6-7 years ago, and he did an acoustic set.
That's kind of like what he does now. It's just acoustic sets.
But he still played. He played acoustic versions of Stained songs and his own.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still really cool. I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't know if I would call it straight. It might be now straight country, but back when I saw him, it wasn't. It was kind of like. It was still rocky.
Well, maybe it's the way how they portrayed him out to be, but I was just kind of thinking to myself, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I listen to Stained. I'll listen to them all day long, but I don't know. There's just a point in time, like when you see an artist kind of switch over to country, it's like
Kid Rock.
I know. Well, I kind of think we all kind of saw it coming with Kid Rock. He was going to eventually do it anyway.
Yeah. There's some truth to that. Unfortunately.
He just had that vibe to him that he was going to do it. I mean, once you make a song called Cowboy, that kind of puts the nail on the coffin to it.
Cowboy.
And I'm actually working on a cover to that song.
Of Cowboy?
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
I'm I'm in the middle of writing out the script because I actually live on a farm,
Okay.
and we have this awesome loft area where the video would be perfect for it. And I'm just trying to write it out to I'm saving up to buy a drone to make this video work.
I want a drone too.
And they are so awesome.
That they
And
are.
the one that I want to get is the DJI Spark 2. I think that's the one I'm gonna get because that one follows you.
Mm-hmm.
And at least I think that's what they said, it follows hand movements. So I'm like, that's interesting. It's also kind of freaky too, but it's interesting.
Yeah. I want one really bad. I don't know how exactly I would use it all the time. I don't know if I would use it a lot for my videos and stuff, but just to have one would be awesome.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of like one of the main reasons why I would get one is because I do occasional vlogs, like if I go on vacation or somewhere interesting that's worth putting on my channel, then I'll make a vlog video on it. Or if I just want to give like a studio update, I'll make a vlog.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's important enough to go on my channel, I'll put it up because I don't like leaving my followers in the dark or whatever
Right.
what's going on.
Right.
And I know a lot of YouTubers don't really say much of anything, and I think that's kind of wrong because it's like they're putting their time out of their day to support your lifestyle. And it's like the least you could do is give them an update on what's going on.
See, I mean, I agree, but I have a different look on in terms of the vlog type stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
years ago, and I've talked about it before. This is nothing new. I tried to do a gaming channel in the past,
Right.
and I did like little vlog stuff with my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back now, to me, like when I was doing them, it was just I was like, what the hell? That whole channel gaming thing in general, I was like, what was I doing? I mean, seriously, it helped to propel me into Sinister Bunny Studios because I put little, what I call dose of metal up a couple times just to put guitar stuff out. And those
Mm-hmm.
are what really took. And so I was like, oh, I'll make a music channel. But the vlogging stuff, I look back now and I'm like, it's so cringy. It's so bad. And now
Right.
it's like, I only want to put my best stuff I can that I am happy with up on this channel. I don't want to sit there and fill it with vlogs. If I want to update people now, it's more of like, oh, you better be following me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Right.
and I'll post stuff there. But in terms of
Right.
YouTube, I can't bring myself to do it.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely understand that. You know, some people like doing it, and some people don't. I mean, you know, it's like if it's like I'm not talking about like doing daily vlogging like every day, like say like, oh, I had a bowl of cereal today or whatever. It's like no one cares about
Right.
that stuff. It's like they want the important
Yeah.
things, like you know, like hey, I'm moving today or something like that. You know, those kind of videos.
Right. No, I've done little things. I think when I passed 200 subscribers, I think I did something or I was like, but it was a prompt though. I don't know if you remember where I was like, ask me questions. I'm going to do a Q&A video in celebration. So ask the questions here. And that was about it. But that had a purpose.
Right. Yeah. No, that's I remember that video, and that was kind of like what I want to do when I reach 2K is when I hit 2K, I want to do a Q&A,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of like what I would like to do with it. But I don't know. My main thing is like this is a prediction. If I can get my channel to 5,000 subscribers, I will go skydiving.
I'm with you.
And
I'm with
I
you.
will somehow get a GoPro and film it for proof.
if I can get 5,000 to if I can get to 5,000 subscribers in the next 6 months, I will go skydiving and play my guitar while I'm skydiving.
That would be an awesome video, actually.
It's said, it's on record, it's done. That's it.
And I have a tremendous fear of heights too, so this is
Oh, so it's extra special for you.
oh yeah. When I go on planes, I get freaked out easily, so
I'm not afraid of heights, but I've never been on a plane.
it's interesting. The scariest part is the landing.
Really?
That's like I don't know why when we go into land, I'm always bracing for impact, like something's gonna happen.
Landing gear doesn't work.
We hit a bird.
Yeah. Squawk. Yeah, I'm sure the planes do hit birds when they're in the air though.
Whenever I'm in the plane, I always put in, that skit from South Park where they go into the plane where he says, "Thank you for choosing City Airlines. This is your captain speaking."
Yeah.
I put that clip in every time I go on a plane if I'm filming. And I don't know why, it just works out.
That's funny. I love South Park.
I do too. They corrupted my sense of humor in so many different ways.
Make you darker.
Pretty much.
And Family Guy.
Mm-hmm. And have you seen any of the newer stuff they've been doing?
No, I'll be honest. I don't. In terms of cable TV and stuff, I don't really watch any.
Yeah, a lot of their newer stuff they've been doing is very watered down.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're
who?
Kind of both, actually. Family Guy and South Park. South Park, I really don't know what to think of it right now. They're kind of doing more of these. Every episode is like a scene now. It's like a story of what they're doing now instead of random episodes like they used to.
Right.
And at first it was interesting, and now it's just kind of it's not even amusing anymore to watch them to do what they're doing.
They're probably trying something different, and they're probably running out of ideas finally.
Well, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to stay relevant.
Yeah.
And also I heard that they're trying to purposely cancel themselves too, which doesn't make any sense.
That's I could see that. That's kind of funny. Family Guy got canceled multiple times.
They did. And one of the things that I thought was great is they made Mr. Garrison president in the South Park world.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember. I think I do remember that, at least. I think I remember that. I think he was running for it when I remember. Because did he have the orange spray, like, Trump thing?
Yeah, he did. They were making fun of Trump.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I saw that. I was like, this guy's my hero.
Oh, no, one of my favorite characters from South Park is the principal? Oh no. We lost him for a second. He said his internet might be a little bad. So we'll kind of hold off here for a second. There's a poor network connection. No, we lost him for now. Let's see. You know, guys, I had to use Skype again. Here, let's type to him. Can I type to him? I don't know if I can. Oh no. Let's try and call him back. Uh-oh. Timothy! No! He's not online. It says he's not online. Hold on. You guys, I'm going to try to save this. I'm going to text him. Oh, no. Well, until we figure out how this gets reconnected, if you guys are watching all the way through, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm sure Tim appreciates it too, listening to us talking back and forth. But I'm going to use this moment here to promote the video I did earlier this week. If you haven't already watched it, I did another product review for the folks over at Fine Technology. So go watch it because it was interesting. I'll give you that. It's very different. I'm not going to give too much out because you can go watch the video. But yeah, Fine Technology sent me another one of their products. Definitely go check it out. And it's looking like maybe we're about to get Tim back. Possibly. We'll have to see. I'm not sure. I'll have to block that out. But, yeah. Hey! There we go. We're back. And we're back.
Trump struck again.
Yeah.
That's what it was. You mentioned him and things go oddly wrong.
I gotta mark something. Hour. 6 minutes. I gotta block out some contacts that I accidentally pulled up on Skype. But yeah, where were we?
You were talking about Mr. Garrison and Trump.
Oh, what I was gonna say was my absolute favorite character from South Park is the principal. Okay.
Oh, him. I was going to say, we were talking about the new guy.
Drugs are bad. Okay.
Okay.
He's so, like, all I gotta do is reference it to my brother. We have the sickest humor. But it's the one episode where they all had, like, explosive diarrhea.
Oh,
and
I remember that one.
He was sliding across the floor. It's bad, okay? That's all. All I gotta do is say that. All I gotta do is go up to my brother and go, it's bad, okay? And he starts dying.
To give you an idea of how sick my sense of humor was, I remember for Halloween in school, we were allowed to dress up as who we were going to be for Halloween. So, considering my name is Tim, I dressed up as Timmy from South Park.
Timmy.
I put on the shirt. I had the jeans. All I had to do is I stole the wheelchair from the nurse's office. And people would say, what are you supposed to be? And I go, Rubala. They would get it right away, and they just start laughing.
It's a good one.
Well, the principal didn't think so. I got a lunch detention for that.
What's one lunch detention?
Oh yeah.
Timmy.
I don't know if you can you see my webcam okay?
Oh yeah, it's still good.
All right, yeah, I don't see yours at all.
Oh no, maybe I gotta turn it back on. Oh wait, oh yeah. Duh. That is because oh no, I don't remember how to do it. Wait. No, I took a screenshot. That's not what I meant to do.
It just said Virgil took a snapshot.
Don't get your panties in a bunch. I didn't mean to. I don't know how to. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Great. I gotta block a bunch of stuff out. Okay. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Okay, we're good.
I wasn't too sure if it was something on my end or your end, but I was like, I can oddly not see you now.
Yeah, no, we should be good now. Um, let's see how man we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes already.
I think so. This has been fun, actually.
Yeah. Um.
I have one for you. What was the most crazy things that you got in trouble for school?
The most crazy thing that I got in trouble for in school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you would call it really getting in trouble. I got in a good amount of fights in high school. I just never got caught. But in trouble, probably the most was like my girlfriend and I, because we were together. We got together in high school. We've been together since high school. We would skip this one class that was after lunch to take a longer lunch, and the teacher didn't particularly like that. But we didn't really get in trouble for it. I didn't ever really get in too much formal trouble. I never got caught.
I got a couple of them. One of the things I did, I was on this program in school. They decided to do like this janitorial program. So after lunch, we had to clean up the cafeteria and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I thought it was cruel and unusual punishment. But as like, and for our school, go figure, they didn't have a janitor anymore. So they said, make the kids do it, child labor. And so when it was my turn to clean the cafeteria with 6 other kids, we discovered that we had the keys to the janitor closet. So, and the entire high school staff was on lunch break at the time. Because they get like an hour lunch break, and we only got like 30 minutes, I think.
Right.
And so, being little shitheads that we were, we decide to grab the toilet paper. We TP'd inside the high school office.
Oh no.
And we left it. And they discover it. And during a pep rally, they called our names over the loudspeaker. We were a small school, so
right.
They knew who exactly we were. And the principal had a sense of humor about it, so he just smiled, took a picture, and just said, "Get the hell out of here."
Ah, and you didn't even get in trouble for it.
No.
That is perfect. That is the way to do it.
It is. The way how to do it is be friends with the teachers.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
And they won't get after you as much. I could have literally gotten away with murder in my school.
Yeah, I was friends with a good amount of the teachers, especially my band teacher. He was cool. I had him since 5th grade. He was my band teacher all the way through high school. So that definitely helps get on the good side. And there's the cat again.
Come on, you.
All right, I got one last thing before we wrap it up here.
Okay.
And so just for your sake and to give out your message, what's your main goal? What do you want to do with your channel? Like what do you want to give back?
I want to give back showing that nothing is impossible. If I can achieve what I want to achieve, then there's no reason why you can't achieve what you want to achieve either.
It's a great message. That is perfect. And that is the most perfect thing to end this podcast on. So thank you, Tim, for coming on and being another one of my guests on the Sinister-Cast here. It's been good conversation.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me. Anytime. I'd be more than happy to come back on.
Definitely. I'll have to get you back on. I got a lot more that we could talk about. We can't sit here for 6 hours. I don't think we need to bore people that long.
No, and I think they're tired of seeing the cat.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'll definitely get you back on and talk about some more stuff.
Wait, I have another one. To people who have stayed this long to the end of the podcast, how many times did the cat pop up on screen?
Yeah, count for me so I don't have to go back in the edit and count and put a number up because I'm not doing that. You guys can count, put it in the comments, and Tim will count them and say who's right. I don't get to count them. I don't have to count them at all. That's the deal. Right. Winner gets to win the pride of knowing that you won. There you go.
Winner gets a crisp, firm high five.
Yeah, there you go. Virtual high five through the video. There you go, winner. You got it. But
congratulations.
Thanks again, Tim, for coming on. If you guys don't know Tim, check out his YouTube channel. I'll put up a little circle here, probably right over his face or something like that, for you guys to go click and subscribe over to him. I'll put a link down in the description to his channel and everything as well. And if you're sticking around for this long, like I always say, you're pretty fucking awesome for sticking through for an hour and 16 minutes. But like I always say, thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I will see you in the next video.
Peace.